How's it going, you sexy beasts? My latest upcoming content video, posted on the 11th of December, contains a few changes in regards to the max suit, namely the Zealot Overdrive engine and anti-vehicle weaponry. Within that video, I stated my distaste for max suits as a whole, and a few people wanted to hear my opinions on the max suit, so this is it. In the background, I've got a bunch of random max gameplay between all three factions, which generally involve mercilessly stomping infantry without any effort whatsoever. So starting off, I want to make it clear that my favorite aspect of Planetside 2 is indeed its infantry combat. I love the fact that it is a combined arms game, the same way Battlefield is, but in Battlefield I can choose different servers to fit my playstyle, that being infantry focused. In Planetside 2, I'm pretty much stuck, having to combat vehicles of different kinds, which is all fine and dandy since me being a footman, I can maneuver around tanks or take cover from Liberators and ESFs. But the one thing that I've absolutely zero defense from is the max. I myself have never played the first Planetside, but all I've heard from it was how overpowered the battle frame robotics were, these massive hulking bipedal mechs that just destroyed everything. And looking back at people's woes about these BFRs, I don't quite see how there's much of a difference in our current max suit iteration. The max suit costs 350 resources, has a 10-minute cooldown, and a stock effective health of 10,000 against firearms, which is literally 10 times that of a normal infantryman. Essentially, for the cost of refilling 3 packs of C4 and a hand grenade, you can be as strong as 10 soldiers, if not more, if you are equipped properly. Combining powerful weapon combinations such as the Vanu's anti-vehicle Comet, the Terran's anti-vehicle Fracture, or the new conglomerate's anti-infantry hacksaws, or pretty much any other shotgun, make for extremely efficient cleanup of infantry, or more commonly known as farm. My favorite classes to play are the medic and the engineer, which are the support roles, what they're designed to be, and I much enjoy filling that role to help out my team. Due to the sheer amount of max suits walking around, my two favorite roles are essentially nullified, and I have to respawn as a heavy assault in order to even stand a chance against the armored behemoths. I know C4 is pretty much a direct counter to maxes, but that involves either setting up a trap, they may not even work due to how explosive damage travels, so my C4 could potentially deal 0 damage, or just getting near a max to plant the charge at their feet, which usually ends up with you being instantly turned into giblets from their weapons. I know that for a fact that we've all encountered and turned around the corner and said, "Oh shit," as a max at the end of the hallway, and you just try to turn and disengage, and you're instantly murked and sent to the respawn screen without a single moment to even combat our assailants. Yeah, sure, we should have kept an eye on our minimap or been more cautious taking a corner, but playing as, say, an infiltrator, there is literally no way to fight a max at all. Like I said earlier, choose heavy assault after the max has killed you, and go back and hope he hasn't finished off the rest of your squad, or pull your own max and just duke it out, hoping that your godly weapons will kill theirs to give you the upper hand, which feels like the only aspect of infantry combat anymore. I'm not just trying to talk out of my ass here in disgust at the max suit, but just take a look at pretty much any war report video or the community clash. Is there a team doing an amazing job defending the point and the offense isn't coordinated well enough to take it? The attackers just grab as many damn maxes as they can, a few engineers and medics to revive any that may die along the way, and they just instantly win. The way the max suit is currently designed, it's built to be a brick house of bullshit that just hammers through anything that's unfortunate enough to stand in its path. I understand a bullet sponge to help soak up incoming damage, but when it can return this incoming damage just as well, then it gets to be a little imbalanced. I had a run that I recorded of my new conglomerate max going 54 and 0 within a 7-minute time frame, running solo with nanite auto repair level 4 and dual matic shotguns with extended magazines. I assure you, not a single infantry soldier that was in my way even stood a chance. None of them could come close to me, and it got to the point that they would just eventually not even try to hunt me, despite me holding them off of one of the capture points. And if I did get low, I could just charge away and let my max repair itself auto-magically through the power of nanites. This is where I find the max suit to be a little interesting. In regards to tanks, you need infantry support or you are going to get decimated by the opposing team. If you're flying an ESF, you need ground support so the opponent's Skyguards or Burster Maxes don't utterly wreck you. What do you need as a max in order to engage any target effectively? Pretty much yourself. Fighting against a massive armor column as a Terran Republic max, the fractures can heavily deal with any armor or even infantry that get in your way. Same could be said about the Vanu Sovereignty's comets. These role-specific weapons are stretching way beyond their intended purposes, making them straight-out upgrades over their starter weapons. There's no reason running an akimbo set of heavy cyclers if fractures can take out infantry in just 2 hits. I'm not saying that the TR max in specific is overpowered, or that the VS's max specifically is overpowered. I'm saying that every max in general is just an unbalanced turdmonger that is effective at engaging any target, and is usually invisible to its prey, namely ESFs. Case in point, getting hit by dual burster maxes while flying around in an ESF, since you are rendered for them, but you cannot see the max, since you're out of their render range and you just die to not even knowing where you're getting hit. So what can we do to fix these? Make them weaker across the board? Stronger, bigger, slower? In my opinion, the main thing that frustrates me is their killing potential. By the time you've noticed a threat, you're more than likely dead. But the same could be said about encountering a tank. One big thing that would easily help when fighting maxes is if a max suit is displayed in a 35-meter radius on the minimap to all enemies nearby. This would alert all enemies in the area to the presence of this max suit, and since we're getting a new minimap icon for them in the future, people will be able to hunt down any maxes in the area. Now, I'm no balance expert or well-versed with numbers, but I would like to see both the resource cost and the acquisition timer skyrocket for the max suit, making them cost 750 resources and have a 20-minute cooldown timer. This would cut down the amount of max suits we see tremendously, since the current meta is pretty much pull a max suit as often as you can because the other team is, which just causes a massive fight fire with fire scenario. This is all in consideration with the current resource system that we have right now, and may as well be alleviated once, if ever, a new resource system is in place. Bringing down the speed of the max will turn them into what their model makes them out to be, a walking tank. Maxes have the ability to sprint as well as charge, which can make them surge quite easily. Both of them seem pretty counterintuitive, as the max is a giant metal suit designed to take bullets. I have no idea why it is an Olympic sprinter. Adding in a set of Nanite Systems max weaponry would also help out the playing field for maxes, since as it stands, TR and BS max will completely destroy any NC max out in the open, since the NC max has no medium to long range weaponry available. Also said, new conglomerate maxes utterly destroy TR and VS maxes in biolabs, and that's about it. Nanite Systems max weaponry could also include arm-mounted rifles or machine guns, much akin to the TR's chain guns. Or the NC max could just get a railgun, since the new conglomerate is all about magnetic weaponry instead of shotguns for once. I'd also like to humor the idea of giving the VS and TR a CQC weapon of sorts, only not a frickin' shotgun. The Vanu Sovereignty could possibly get an enhanced lasher for the max, and the Terran Republic could get a two-handed Vulcan minigun that they can spin up to anticipate targets, but is extremely inaccurate. Of course, those weapons would have to be balanced to be on par, if not slower, than standard infantry weaponry, since we have a massive health advantage in a max suit. Another balance change that I would love to see is if max suits could no longer be revived. I know on the public test server right now it takes much longer to revive a fallen max. That is a push in the right direction, but if I'm in an intense tank duel and my opponent destroys my tank, then he has won. He doesn't have to worry about my engineer friend walking over, repairing my tank for a few seconds, and bam, my tank is back on the field fully operational. Once my tank is destroyed, I have to pull a new one from a different location or wait out the resource or timer remaining on the cooldown. The same should apply to the max suit, as it is technically a vehicle after all. Once a max has fallen in combat, that should be the end of it. It would be so much more satisfying to eliminate a max, just as it is eliminating an enemy battle tank or ESF. If we were to leave the revival aspect of the max, then it should belong to the user itself and not the destroyed exoskeleton. If a medic were to revive a fallen max, then the soldier inside the suit would stand up as a light assault using their first set loadout and can continue the fight. If you're eliminated as a max currently and have to respawn, your default is the light assault class, so it only makes sense. Whichever, I've been on a pretty much aimless rant, so I'm also kind of terrible at creative designs or balance changes. So all in all, I find that the max to be unfun, extremely frustrating to fight against, and way too easy to just outright slaughter opponents while piloting one. What are your thoughts about it? Do you like how maxes are right now? Would you like to see them reworked? I know I would. Let me know in the comment section below. So if you guys enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please give this video a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe. It's free.